With victories over the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings, the 4-1 New Orleans Saints finally look like the team that we've all been waiting for in this franchise. Anthony Richardson has unlocked the potential of this offense, who rank number 1 in scoring at 38 points per game. We're going to dive into more of the schedule today, beginning with a game against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Saints have been absolutely rolling against these NFC opponents, our only loss, of course, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. While the Saints have a top-ranked offense, the Raiders actually have a top defense despite being 2-3, only allowing 16 points per game. They also have the number 2 pass defense and number 1 run defense. That made for a matchup that I was very excited to see play out, with the Saints trying to stay as hot as they've been over the past few weeks. Well, let's jump into the first half as Bryce Young is the new quarterback in Las Vegas. And breaking off a nice run is fourth-year running back Donovan Monk, with Josh Jacobs set to miss this game. The Raiders are able to drive down the field, and Bryce Young connects with Michael Mayer on a touchdown to put the Raiders up 7-0. Good start at home for the Raiders. To the Saints offense, where Anthony Richardson just gets the pass off as Max Crosby delivers the hit. He finds Garrett Wilson, who then comes across in motion and receives the flip, sprinting into Raider territory to the 41-yard line. I said earlier, the Raiders had the number 1 ranked run defense coming in. They make the play here on Jadarius Roby, and tight end Kevin Blackwell has to leave the game for New Orleans. He would not return. Richardson off the fake, delivers to Chris Olave downfield. Chunk play into the red zone for the Saints, but then Max Crosby will end the drive, getting his second sack of the quarter, forcing the Saints to take a field goal. Here is the next Saints possession. Last play of the first quarter. Richardson off the fake, going short and finding Garrett Wilson for the first down. Here we get Anthony Richardson on the move, and with no Kevin Blackwell on the field, that is Blake Collins, normally our number 3 tight end. We throw a screen to the outside, continuing to get Garrett Wilson a lot of targets, leading the league in receiving. And here is Tavares Cofield. He's been really efficient on his touches this year, and I wanted to see his workload increase. We take it down near the red zone, and the pass is lofted from Richardson to Eddie Lovelock. A beautiful pass. The Saints go inside the 10. It's Richardson rolling, and the pass gets batted up and incomplete. Lovelock may have had a chance to make the catch. We try again on third down, and the Raiders are all over the Garrett Wilson screen. And their top defense is able to keep us out of the end zone. We're late first half now, and Bryce Young hands off, and Donovan Monk converts on a 4th-and-1. Raiders go aggressive, that extends the drive, and they attack the middle of the field on a wide-open throw and bring it down into the red zone, where they show off that power running game again. Donovan Monk is a perfect backup to Josh Jacobs. Raiders facing 3rd and goal. Bryce Young scrambles and then throws the ball away as the Saints force a field goal try. It's a 10-6 game, and in the first half, we got to see exactly what makes this defense so good. The defensive line had completely taken over and thrown off our game plan. We only scored 6 points in the first half. And that gives the Raiders a chance to build up a lead, as again, layering this throw in is Bryce Young. You play good defense and efficient offense, that can be a winning formula, and then you make your kicks when they're there. It is 13-7 going into halftime. Our explosive offense had at least been solved for one half. Meanwhile, we check in on the Falcons' score as they easily defeat the Carolina Panthers and drop them to 3-3. But getting into the second half, The Raiders with a 7-point lead then look to lean on the run. Donovan Monk grinding out 7. They go right back to him on 2nd down, and Monk turns the corner, and there's nobody left for New Orleans, and he goes 68 yards to the house. We played a far too aggressive look on that play. No safety. If they could get a block on the edge, he was going to have nothing but green. That creates a 20-6 game, and suddenly it's a wake-up call for the Saints. And here is Anthony Richardson. He keeps and runs for a 70-yard touchdown in response. He's a special player, and you've got a chance to take any play to the house with him. Gets a couple really good blocks downfield and shows off that great speed. We go back to a 7-point game. Next possession, New Orleans. Richardson rolling and fires downfield. It's a leaping grab made by Eddie Lovelock at the 41 of the Raiders. Lovelock helping replace Kevin Blackwell, and there he is again, making the grab and putting the Saints inside the red zone. Next man up. Richardson overthrows Chris Olave on 3rd down, ending that possession as we bring out Blake Grupe and get our 10th point of the second half. Saints getting momentum back on their side. It becomes a 4-point game. But the Raiders were finding success with their run. Monk makes a move on Chad Binns. And we were not able to get off blocks very well against this Raiders offensive line. They go right back to Monk. They get a hat on a hat. Monk makes the first man miss again. He runs over a $150 with a lot of game left. And until we could stop it, there was no reason to go away from the running game. Now they take a little detour here as Bryce Young throws one up, and the catch is made at the 9. What a grab by Clemens. And from there, they can toss it to Monk and watch him run in for the touchdown. The Raiders' run game is for real, even without Josh Jacobs. The Raiders take a 2-possession lead again late in the 3rd quarter. Anthony Richardson then finds Chris Olave downfield for a big chunk gain. We take this into the 4th quarter, trailing by 11. Richardson on the roll, all the way out, and turns it down the sideline. 13 yards like it's nothing. Then we throw it out to Wilson again, cutting inside the Olave block. It gets to goal to go. We know we got to capitalize. And Richardson is intercepted. Intended for Garrett Wilson. And the Raiders, already up 11, now have the big takeaway, courtesy of Brian Fox. Just should not have thrown this football. That was going to make it really tough to make a game out of this. Raiders, 9 minutes left. You've got to show you can stop the run. And obviously, we hadn't done that till this point. 2nd down and 4. We do get some pressure on Bryce Young as they miss a block on Jalen Carter, getting the Raiders to a passing situation on 3rd down. But Bryce Young staying cool against the pressure, and he's able to find his receiver for a 1st down. The Raiders get met with a 3rd and 17, and we can't even stop that. Touchdown, Raiders. It is Donovan Monk. What a game he had. In a must-win spot for the Raiders, they stepped up in a big way. And before this game had even started, this, to me, was the most obvious trap game imaginable. We're feeling good. We've won a couple really good games, but the Raiders have this great defense, unlike any we've seen so far. And they're more of a tough physical team, and we're more this flashy team. And it was the perfect storm for them to pull off this upset. We do get a touchdown here late with Anthony Richardson. We're going to play into the final whistle with this team. And we'll flip this out. It's a long run for Roby, who is not able to get the 2-point try. We do attempt an onside kick. It is unsuccessful. Raiders take over, and finish off this game. The Raiders' run game really humbled us, with Donovan Monk running for over 200 yards in one of the only games he's been featured in his NFL career. They cap it off with an additional rushing touchdown, and it turns into a Raider blowout win. Final score, 41-22. We're now 0-2 against the AFC West and 4-2 on the season. A reality check type of game for the Saints. Regardless of how well they played, there's no reason to let them run that successfully. I had a bad call on their long touchdown run. Then the interception really hurt our chances of making this a close game in the end. And we just can't play that sloppy when a team is playing that well against us. So I did not overlook them at all. I thought this was like an obvious trap game spot, and we still fall into the trap. In the process, we thankfully don't lose any players to injury. Kevin Blackwell had an end-of-game injury. But yes, the Raiders did this without Josh Jacobs. They played a backup running back in Donovan Monk, who is a 79 overall player in his 4th year. Interesting skill set. He's got great speed. He can catch the football well. We saw him break some tackles and make guys miss. That's the biggest game of his NFL career. So how do you respond to that then, going up against the 3-3 LA Rams? I knew I quickly wanted to put that game behind us. And one player I wanted to get even more touches to is Tavares Cofield, who with this offense fits like a glove, and you can do so much with him. I wanted to feature him more against the Rams, who now have Deshaun Watson as their quarterback at age 32. Rams 3-3 with a very interesting team around him because they nailed their most recent draft class. They're extremely inexperienced, but they're gonna be good. They have a rookie tight end in Julius Hines from LSU. They drafted him in the 3rd round. Greg Spencer is a star dev rookie wide receiver with exceptional route running, 90 short. They got him in the 6th round. I'm not done. Josh Ramsey, rookie out of NC State, is a solid mid-70s overall player. They got him in the 4th. Pretty impressive group of pass catchers they've added to this team. The Rams also have Ontarius Andrews, a pass rusher I really liked a couple years earlier in the series. So I knew this wouldn't be an easy matchup, and this last game exposed a couple of faults with us. We have a couple players getting hurt in practice. We would not have Cole Strange in this game. So every team's going to have a wake-up call. Sometimes you can have a wake-up call but still win a game. In this case, we got beat pretty badly by the Raiders. Now, can you quickly put it behind you? Rams ball early in this game. And breaking open down the field, they get a 30-yard connection with Darnell Mooney, who's their new #1 receiver. And here is their young tight end, Julius Hines. And the Rams work down the field quickly, and they cap it off with a touchdown. I'm not sure how they ruled that a full catch for Greg Spencer, but the Rams score on their opening drive rather easily. Not what I was hoping to see from our defense. So trailing 7-0, here we do get Tavares Cofield, our opening play. A toss for a gain of 6. Then get Richardson rolling to the right. And he throws a strike again to Garrett Wilson, who has been the go-to target this year. On the stretch, all this daylight for Tavares Cofield. And he brings it all the way to the Rams' 21-yard line. After that long run, he comes out of the game. And here is Jadarius Roby running through the safety and gaining 18. I still wanted to see both running backs play. Then 3rd and goal, Richardson can run it as well. And the Saints put together an impressive drive to start this game. The offense began very slowly against the Raiders. On our next possession, we throw it over the middle, hitting Wilson on the slant. Then we go with the play action and get Chris Olave the ball. Thrown behind him, which was for the better. We take it into the red zone where Richardson floats it out to Jacoby Pearman. Saints get to goal to go for the second straight drive. And that's where we go. Reggie Gilliam. And he cannot put it in the end zone. We then just give Richardson a sneak and he gets denied. I thought for sure that would work. You know what? Running doesn't seem to be getting the job done. Richardson rolling, throwing a touchdown to Eddie Lovelock. He keeps making plays for us. 2 touchdown drives to start the day for New Orleans. But we still wanted to see a lot more out of this defense. And here with good coverage, that's a sack for Joe Richards. We get the Rams to 3rd down and 6, where Deshaun Watson airmails a pass and opens the day 6 of 13 with really poor accuracy. 14-7. Saints football, and Richardson with a lot of time and nobody near Garrett Wilson. They connect again for a big first down. Saints starting hot offensively. It continues with Roby running this inside the 20. And left tackle, Ronnie Stanley hurt on the play. We run Roby again, right side, and all the way out. He high steps into the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown as Kevin Blackwell is then hurt on that play. So Stanley already out with an ankle injury. We then lose Blackwell, and Deshaun Watson loses the football. And the Saints take it. Tevin Smith looking real good early in his career. Saints up 14, and Richardson outrunning that pursuit, getting the first down yardage. Great job by the offensive line. We get 3 on that drive. It's a 24-7 game. Here are the Rams trying to run the football, and it's a very good run for Cam Akers. Certainly wanted to see us play better against the run. Akers, though, on the counter, again close to a Rams first down. Concerning to see it work so easily. We can't get much of a rush on this snap, and Watson runs up the middle, not quite getting the first down, and the Rams just end up taking a field goal try and cutting it to a 14-point game. So we scored 6 points in the first half against the Raiders, 24 here, but not content. A deep shot to Chris Olave into Ram territory. The Saints are back in business. We keep our foot on the gas, and Richardson finds Chris Olave. What a throw and catch. How do you stop these kinds of plays? Unbelievable. Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave have finally become that duo we wanted them to be all along. 31-10. And then we open the second half. Olave got the deep ball earlier. This time, Wilson will take it out of the sky. And the Saints have it again inside the red zone. We'll run it though. Cofield slips a tackle and then a burst right through to the end zone. Do you think we took that game a little personally against the Raiders? It's 38-10 midway through the third. And meanwhile, Deshaun Watson is sacked again by Tevin Smith. The front four had much more of an impact in this game. On 3rd down and 14, again he's hit down by Jalen Carter. The Rams had a couple good drives early on, but our pass rush was just too overwhelming. Watson not efficient enough. And meanwhile, Anthony Richardson, play after play. That's Jadarius Roby on a very nice catch and run past Dre Greenlaw. Then we're handing the football off to Reggie Gilliam. It's a 28-point game. We're just going to run it with our fullback right now. And guess what? It's working. Play fake. Lofted. It's Wilson. And inside the 5. The Saints back to their high-flying style of play. Barry Skelton off the end around. Touchdown. Everybody getting in on the fun this time. I was not content winning this game. That was not going to be enough for me. Paul Redmond gets the sack. Everybody was going to join in and make this the most dominant game we'd play all year. Jadarius Roby running through the secondary. Everything we tried on offense seemed to click. Richardson, all kinds of time, and he takes the top off the defense with Jacoby Pearman. All three of our top receivers got a big one downfield. 52-13. Mostly backups played in the fourth quarter. Juan Beard sacks Deshaun Watson. David Mayweather comes in relief. Mayweather's on the move, and he's going to throw it out to Barry Skelton for another big chunk play. Then Mayweather rips one over the middle. He hooks up with Antoine Priestley. He's someone I really like and would love to be able to play more, but our receivers ahead of him all are extremely good players. Barry Skelton running us inside the 10 is how we finish things off. It is a 52-16 win for our New Orleans Saints. That's how you come back from a loss. And I think you can tell just how much fun I'm having with this offense. I haven't had a team like this in such a long time. Anthony Richardson, 3 touchdown passes. Cofield and Roby both ran in touchdowns and played really well. We've got an excellent combination in those two. And then a receiver combination of Wilson and Olave. You throw Pearman into the mix. It's just an onslaught of talent. Richardson becomes player of the week with a 4-touchdown game. That's right, he ran one in early. And that would set us up for another game against the AFC West. We could not fall into another trap game against this division. The Saints with 38 points per game have 8 more points per game than the next highest team. That's how good our offense has been. Richardson is among the league leaders in all the major categories outside of interceptions. We don't want to be leading that one anymore. We've had plenty of years of that in this franchise. But it's a long season. It's about consistency, stacking wins, and not letting your losses spiral things out of control. Now, the Broncos have not been having a great year. They're 1-5. Morale is not good with this team, and the quarterback is someone we are familiar with in Jake Haener. Ronnie Stanley's injury was a quad strain, so he would miss this next game, and this would also mark the trade deadline in Week 8. I used up much of our cap space in the offseason, restructured a lot of contracts in the process. It would have been nice to add a tackle here, but we had $2.8 million in cap space, and I didn't think there was a good way of us getting that upgrade. The team stays the same through the deadline as we face number 18, Jake Haener, and the Denver Broncos. New Orleans 5-2, looking to build a new winning streak. Let's dive into the early portion of this game with Anthony Richardson coming off his Player of the Week performance. We all want to see him do it again. We start off. Tavares Cofield on the draw, works to the outside, makes a move. This guy is explosive. A big play waiting to happen. We've got that thunder and lightning backfield combination I've been wanting. And then you throw Richardson into it. I mean, come on. Richardson runs for the first down. We later face 3rd down and 13. Richardson, he's comfortable. He waits for someone to clear open. And that someone is Jacoby Pearman. Saints take it into the red zone. Looking to cap this drive off. An option to the right. Pitch to Roby, stays in bounds and scores. As Anthony Richardson remains down after the play. Richardson has battled injuries throughout his career, takes a hit on this play, and he's favoring that left shoulder, and he would have to come out of the game after one possession. The Broncos take over with Jake Haener, 10 touchdowns and 6 picks on the season. He started some games for us in this series, and right away, looking for the big play, he gets intercepted by Zaven Collins. Took a hit, got nothing behind the throw, and the Saints take over with Mac Jones as their quarterback. Anthony Richardson did not return to this game, and will follow up at the end of it. We run Jadarius Roby to the outside. He's able to turn the corner, hits the hesitation, and runs inside the 5. Nearly scoring his second touchdown. We back it up to the 6. Mac Jones will pass the line of scrimmage as he throws to Kevin Blackwell. Touchdown taken off the board. Jones doesn't realize it. We'd have to eventually kick a field goal instead. 10-0. Jake Haener, he's going to try this again. On target and dropped. An easy one. That's Jerry Jeudy. Later, 3rd and 3. Javonte Williams is stuffed. The Broncos did not show much ability to move the football early in this game. Meanwhile, New Orleans with Mac Jones rolling. He's got Eddie Lovelock, and the block set up beautifully. Lovelock to the Denver 41. A lot of Eddie Lovelock in this video. And here's Tavares Cofield on a run. Going behind those 2 tight ends, getting the first down. Then Jones, play action, slings it over the middle. It's Chris Olave, first down. As much as I like all these receivers, I still really enjoy the 2 tight end, keeping a fullback out there from time to time. We've got a couple different styles of play with this team. Mac Jones then, first down, throws it right to a defender, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos keep this a 10-0 game as they attempt to get in it, but they're pinned at the 1 after the interception. And Zaven Collins will shoot the gap and bring down Javonte Williams. It is a safety on a day where he already has an interception. 12-0. Mac Jones, let it fly, off the hands of Chris Olave. Even with Jones in at quarterback, we still showed the ability to move the football pretty well. That's Kevin Blackwell on the reception. We take it into Denver territory, 3rd down, and they get the pressure on Mac Jones. That's DeMarcus Lawrence. We end up sending out Blake Grupe for a field goal, and it becomes 15-0, which if the Broncos couldn't wake up, that was going to be plenty. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Jake Haener facing 2nd and 7, wide open throw, and they do take it into plus territory for, I believe, the first time. Then Haener throws it short to Cortland Sutton, and they get into scoring position. Looking for those first points. Again over the middle. Sutton makes the grab. Starting to build a little momentum. On their next 3rd down, we switch up our coverage going to man-to-man. And they cannot beat Tommy Tomlinson there. And the Broncos get a field goal. Then getting the football out of halftime. A chance to add on more. And Haener cannot escape the rush. They missed a block on Joe Richards, who runs him into the Montez Sweat sack. And then Tevin Smith, the dynamic rookie, who looks like a Rookie of the Year frontrunner. Saints lead 15-3. And Jones goes underneath. He finds Antoine Priestley, but it's Cofield jumping on the fumble. We then reward him with the handoff, and Cofield into the secondary gets another first down. The Saints facing a 3rd down from the 12. Jones to Jacoby Pearman. What a pass. You know, with Jones, you're not going to get those 60-yard throws we're used to with Anthony Richardson, but you can get some nice touch throws. Accuracy has always been one of Mac Jones' calling cards. Saints lead 22-3, and Jake Haener just continues to take sack after sack. Their offense was overwhelmed from the very first play, which was an interception. Chad Binns nearly comes away with an INT on that deep ball. And we take over late third quarter. Jones downfield, and that's on target for Garrett Wilson. Got to keep those play action shots a part of our game. And we continue to feed Tavares Cofield, who just seems to get 5+ yards every time he touches the football. Olave then underneath and running for the first down. We're going to try a long field goal again here in altitude, and it is good from 57. 25-3. We were able to play a lot of backups again in this fourth quarter as the Broncos get it to a 4th and 1 at our 27. And Haener is off the mark on the pass for Yarbrough. A dominant day for the Saint defense. We needed a performance like this, especially after the way the Raiders ran it down our throat, put 40 points on us. We responded really well in the next couple games. And meanwhile, just trying to play our game here with Mac Jones and see what this offense looks like when he's under center. We have Roby up the middle, grinding ahead, converts a 4th and 1. And then we put David Mayweather in the game to help finish things off. And that is Lakeem Hunter, the rookie running back, who gets a first down. I always enjoy getting these guys into the game late. That's Tito Hernandez, I believe a former 7th-round pick. And then we're going to hand it to Antoine Priestley, and he has the football stolen out of his hands. Justin Simmons has seen enough. He wants this to be over, so he just takes the football away. That's an impressive play. Last play of the game for Jake Haener. He tosses it up, and it's intercepted by Alex Sharp. We're going to run this back, flip it, start to have some fun, and celebrate a second consecutive win, 25-3 over the Broncos. I knew in this game our defense should dominate, and they absolutely did. And even did a good enough job against the run. So, very happy to get our second win in a row, move to 6-2 on the season. Jake Haener throws for 173, Mac Jones 160, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And on the ground, Cofield runs for 81 yards, Roby 56, and we held Javonte Williams to 47. We didn't put up a ton of points in this game. You're going to lose a lot of explosiveness going from Anthony Richardson to Mac Jones. And I thought Jones mostly played well in this game. But of course, you want to know, is Anthony Richardson good to go? The team is 6-2. If we check the injury report, Richardson is not on it. He did get hurt early, but that was going to be a shoulder injury that would only keep him out for the rest of this game. So he will return for our next game, which is an important one. Coming out of our bye, we'll take on the Atlanta Falcons. For our bye week, I chose to do the team bonding retreat. Allows us to build up some morale and rally around this 6-2 start. And then I wanted to spend some of our coach points and get us to start getting the focus player slots opened up, which can help us upgrade some key players on this roster. And that's going to lead us into the next part of our schedule now, starting to talk about the push for the postseason a bit more after a 6-2 start. We have had some good starts in this series, but usually by this point, it's already started to disappear. 6-2 is our best start to a season in the entire series. And along the way, it's been pretty fun with Anthony Richardson. 15 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. Now a bit more concerned with just keeping him healthy. Obviously, with a skill set like he has, running down near the red zone has become an edge for teams that can do that. Think of Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. That running quarterback in the red zone is a massive advantage. But you still want to manage, I think, the overall volume of hits a player is taking. That was pretty unlucky. It was first drive of the game, and thankfully it wasn't a major injury. And we'll see him return against the Falcons next time in the Saints franchise. Thank you all for watching another episode here in year 6 of the Saints franchise. Hope you're enjoying the journey and are ready for more. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.